We're Byron and Jill, two hands-on people with big dreams. In 2024, we purchased 100 acres in southeast Queensland in an area called Mount Binga. We bought it on a total whim. Byron was nursing a damaged knee after a motocross accident and doing some heavy thinking. And Jill was dreaming of being closer to the mountains, the beach, her family, and riding some new mountain bike trails. We'd never heard of Mount Binga before, but the native trees, rolling hills and permanent dams seemed like the perfect place to build a new off-grid haven for us and our two boys. We're not new to building, but we are new to YouTube, so stay tuned as we get off-grid at Mount Binga.
Looking for the day that my mind finds something, taste something, prove that this life borders life.
And so begins another trip to Binga. Pre-dawn, coffees in the car's drink holders, snacks in the fridge, and enough water to last us and boys for the whole journey. We've got our favourite ways to get there, but it always involves driving past the three big C's of central Queensland. And that's cotton, cattle and coal mines. Quick stopover at a nearby avocado farm for some extra supplies. Locally sourced and 5 for $2. What's not to like about that? Our last few trips to Binga have been quick ones. I finally got the chance to check out the driveway myself when we camped there on the way to a mountain bike race. But more recently, Byron's been taking George there solo to get a few things done. Some important things, like setting up this new to us camper.
Back at Mount Binga, Byron here from Gilby, Off-Grid Living. We've finally got down to the block again and had another look around, but we got something set up a little bit more permanent this time. My old man Dad, Steve, he found this rig down here at the coast, picked it up for us, and we only just paid him on the weekend gone, so we thought we'd bring it out, set it up, go for a tour of the setup camper. I'm gonna say g'day to George first. Oh, he's a bit camera shy. He'll get used to it. We've got a bit of filming coming up, so he's going to have to get used to it. First time setting this camper up, and she's a little beauty. Australian made camper. No fresh complaints, everything's pretty good. I struggled with getting this leg down level, so I'm going to have to do a few things there, but for tonight and the next few nights it's all good. Welcome to the humble abode. George is going to be sleeping down here for the night, and I'll be up there. A little bit of bedding, of course, but it's early days. It's going to be much better than sleeping in a swag. If it rains, we can buckle the windows down and listen to the nice rain hit the roof. Be unreal. Anyway, hey George. on to the next task. Let's get a fire going.
So George really comes into his element at Mount Binga. He's still only a puppy, but he's getting more and more curious and confident each time he comes here, and it's great to see. He loves riding the quad bike, but he was a little bit worried about falling off the back. So Byron, being the carpenter that he is, made a little shelf for the back. Extra grip, extra security, and that's just how he likes to roll around now at his favourite place.
Well, George found his new thing. You ready, boy? Hey, you ready? Get him, boy. Get him, boy. Get him. Bit of a slow start there, but he finds his way. His new favourite thing. Good boy. Last trip we were down here, we didn't get to show you much. It was quite a quick trip. It was for the old boy's 60th and his partner's 60th combined birthday. And we snuck in a few days here at the block. And we're working on getting some dog fencing. Just because we bring our two dogs down and they need somewhere to stay. So we've rigged up this little area at the back of where the shed's going to be. And we've got ourselves some fencing. Jill and I spent a good half a day, 3/4 of a day getting all this fencing going. It goes up. It's about the size of a town block, 700, 800 square meters internal width. So this trip I'm solo and we didn't quite finish it, so here I am getting the last bit done. I'm going to fit a gate today as well, and here's the last little segment of fencing I've got to do. Enjoy. The biggest thing you can see in the video is that it's slow going by yourself, and when I pull this out we got something like a bird's nest, so I've got to sort that out as we go. Bear with me, it's slow going, but hey, progress is progress. this is where the last bit of wire finished, the netting, and I've got to join this knee roll in, and I've got to splice it in first time. George's work on his camera skills. There is a saying called, if you can't tie knots, tie lots, and that's what I'm doing. Doesn't look great, but it'll do. Lunchtime, day 2. I finished off the dog pen this morning, and the next thing is to mark out the shed pad. And I've got it here behind me. Let me flip around and show you a few things. Yesterday, Harvey, I had a bit of time to mark out square on this shed pad for the future shed. There it is under the tarp. Got all the steel here. The shed itself is going to be 11.5 by 9, and the 9 by 7 will be under roof inside with some roller doors, and the 9 by 4.5 will be out the front where we park a car or a four-wheeler or something like that. Anyway, I was able to get a start yesterday afternoon late, mark out a few things on the ground, just so I got some pretty accurate but rough square marks so I can start doing some profiles. Well, for reference, we've got the shed right here. It's 11.5 by 9 that way. 3-bay shed with a carport awning, 3-bay out the front. That is our south facing wall. Let's mark it out. Got all my pegs in for the profiles, and I'm about to start putting some timber on. We're going with 350mm to top of timber, which is string line height, just in case the boxing's 120 or 250, sometimes it's 300. I don't want the string line to be in the way, so the higher the better. Anyway, we'll get started. I'd normally use laser on this, but because we're on a shed, it's not as important. Our string lines might cross over a little bit, but it's not the biggest deal. I know the pad's within 10. If Blackie's got it right, he's got it within 5. Thanks, Blackie. But let's say it's within 10 after a bit of settlement. So all I've got to do is measure up 350 on one side, use the level across the other side, screw it up. And that's step number 2. Another one done. It's not the hardest job, it's pretty much rinse and repeat, and like most things in carpentry or building, most of it's the same thing over and over, and that's how you become good at it. Anyway, that's number 3. Now we're ready to start running some string lines. It's going to be hard to film this section, but I'll do my best. We've got to line up with a couple of markers I've got in there. Line up, this is the very front of the shed. Front of the shed faces south, back of the shed north, so it's a north-south facing. We get the breeze from the southeast from here, so we definitely want it facing this way. I'm not sure if you can see that string line, but we need to pass over 2 screwdrivers. I've got it right on this end, but we need to adjust the other end. So this is a temporary line for the moment until we can get it spot on. Now that we've established our front line facing directly south, straight over those screwdrivers, we can now measure the length of the shed. So we'll hook our tape on here. And we'll measure out the length of the shed. 11 metres, 500. Fingers crossed it's on this profile. And yep, spot on. 11,500, we'll put a nail in here. The next thing on the radar is to mark out all our pier holes. Each corner and each post has a pier. That pier will drop down in the natural earth as per the specifications on the plan, and then steel will go in them as well. So all that's marked out. Guess what? We have now marked out the shed, ready to go for an excavator to come in, dig some piers and a footing. That's the next step, and following after that, concreter. Both are to be confirmed, not sure yet, but we'll figure it out.
In the next episode, we bring in our loyal and trusted Emerald Concreters. This team have made the 10-hour drive to help us achieve our goals of becoming off-grid at Mount Binga. Stay tuned!